Going on that says don't think now. Everybody's jumping on these little things. I guess they trying to. I don't know what people are doing. I always tell people stay close to your mom and your daddy. They hate when I say that too because they think I'm talking about something else. I don't listen. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's intelligence that's making people think a certain way. You know, what is Christ? Christos. What is Christ? If you Google Christ, if you Google the word Christ, they'll start talking about God. They'll start talking about God, right? Just Google Christ. Google the word Christ, and it'll start talking about God or Jesus, right? Okay. So, but the word Christos, means oiled. It means to be oiled or to rub oil. You know, I guess you rub oil on the person's head. But they say Christ, or they say God, or they say Jesus. You see? So it's like, what? See, this is the only thing I get confused about because I like to think. You see, I like to think. I gotta keep thinking. You see, you see, I gotta keep thinking because it's so much confusion out here, and I'm trying to figure out why all the confusion. And from the confusion, people have emotions. They have all these other type things, you see. You know, the energy is rising and you can feel people's emotions and shit. You you know what I'm saying? And it make you feel a certain type of way, you know. But they don't even know their shit is high. But you know yours is high and you can feel people's stuff. And it's making you calm down, you know, because you feeling some heightened things around here. Really? But no, listen. So you have the Christ, which they say means anointed. Anointed means to oil or to rub oil on a person's head, I'm assuming. You see, all this is Greek. These are Greek words. And they say God. They talk about God. What did the Hebrews say about that? Or what did the Phoenicians say about the rubbing of you see? What did the Asiatics say about that? You see? I'm trying to listen, I'm trying to understand what this is because I'm going somewhere with it. I'm trying to connect this. I'm trying to see if the Christos or the Christ has anything to do with intelligence. Do the Christ have anything to do with intelligence? Can you illuminate yourself with the word Christ? Can you illuminate yourself with the word Christ? Can you illuminate yourself? Can you ignite your illumination through the Christ? So that's what the oil is, right? So you need the oil to burn, or you need the oil to keep moving. Your body needs the oil, right? Okay. So since everybody's confused, let's say, let's see if we can slide in an antichrist. So what would an antichrist be? So an antichrist would be something that's made up, or something that will help you to illuminate your understanding, or to bring light to certain things that you don't know. You see? Or enhance the things that you do know. You see, it will deliver it properly. You see? The illumination of the Christ. But if it's antichrist, that means you don't have nothing. Or the antichrist will give you something else. It's not a Christ no more. It's artificial. Artificial Christ. Right? So it will be the artificial Christ. Right? What is the artificial Christ? How would you use the artificial Christ? What is a single I? I-575. What is a single I? What is that 5 and that 7 and that 5? Why is a 7 in between the two E's? That's why is a B. And B. And B. And B. You see, it's a Y in between the word is E-Y-E. E-Y-E. You bring the Y down, and then look at its value. It's a 25, second letter, and a fifth letter. That reads B. Or you could just put the two together, the 2 and the 5, you see, and add it up. It'll be a 7. But if you use your third, if you know where you came from, if you including your parents that brought you into this existence, if you use that third, you have a 5 to the left and a 5 to the right. 10 subtracted by 7 is a third. You see. So that's that I. So you got the artificial, and then you got the I. So you are going to have an alpha's I, or an AI. You see? Or an AI. So you have the Antichrist. You see? And then you have AI. So the Antichrist came through in the enhancements of this computer type thing. Who brought you the computer? Did he look like you? Most likely he probably did. Can you imagine? What if you didn't know who you were? You didn't know who you are. What if you didn't know who you were? What if you didn't know who you are? You see? And the reason why you're like you are is because you don't know anything about unification. You know about gathering, group over here, a group over here, group over here, a group over here, group over here. But now you call them, some people call them churches. You can do it in the church. You can do it in your organizations or your religions. You group over here, You group over there. So you being weeded out everywhere with different denominations and different certain things. So now we know where to go. This is how they talking. So now we know where to go. We know where everybody's at. Everybody put themselves in these. We know where to go now. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. This in 7 days. Shit, because everybody already grouped up into their sets. You see, they already grouped up. Shit, we put degrees inside of their sets. So we put levels inside of their sets. You see, they're not going to know. Because they don't know who they are. Because if they did know who they were, they wouldn't be scattered. They'll be like those who they taught. That's why they are together. They don't give a fuck what you talking about. You see, they're going to try their best to get together. They're going to help themselves first before they fuck with you. They got to deal in their own house first. You see, and even if you try to make yourself presentable inside of their world, they're not going to be mean to you. They're going to say, oh, okay, hey, Jesus love all of us, but you go over there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to tell you to go over there. You see, don't get mad. They're going to tell you, Jesus love all of us, but you can't come and eat in here. Jesus love all of us, but that the organic food is, it's not for you. I'm sorry. I love you, but I don't own it. I don't own it. I just work here. You see, you don't know this though. So you have Christ, means anointed, means to be oiled. You see, then you have the Antichrist, which means the height of AI. So you're going to use it to make money. Money is king. Money is in the hands of Moloch. You see, so since Moloch got it, and then it identified your heirs, your children. This is why they put the spirals right here on their foreheads. They call it baby hair, but they put the spirals right here because these are the horns. You see, these are the horns. They represent, they don't know why they do it. They don't know why they don't like their natural selves. It's pretty. They call it pretty. They do it for themselves. I don't know how they do it, but they don't know the spiritual. They don't know how it's affected them spiritually. They don't know. You see, when they go out and put the symbol of the horns right here, they call baby hair, and then put the dang on their head. You see, they don't know when they go out and then look for a provider. You see, to fill up the lower realms. You see, down below. You see, and to give them things, trinkets, and all the other things that the demons gave to them in their community or in their environment. Because that Birkin bag is a little bit different than that Birkin bag. But only people who can tell the difference are the people who was taught how to tell the difference between the two. This bag goes over here. We're going to charge $15,000 for that bag. But this bag is a real bag. It costs $5,000. So where's these bags at? I'll dress myself up, I'll be shiny, and then present myself somewhere in the neighborhood where those who need to be circulating their money don't circulate it. I'm going to put something, I'm going to create a mall with something so they can travel in and come to these places. You see. Because they got some type of racism thing going on inside of their own house. They call themselves black. By some type of social thing. You see, they have touched their brown skin and call it black. But they, it's not about black, they say. But for some reason, you being hurt with all these people who you say you want to be in office so they can govern you with certain things. But your Christ should be governing you, right? Or are you doing what the book said do? You see, you love everybody, you cherish everybody, you be like this, you be like that. You see, but don't you dare build nothing. Don't you create nothing. You see, you know how like sometimes like a lot of our brothers and sisters do, they do on this stuff on social media. You see, they'll talk about certain things, what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it. They'll talk about, lower consciousness, higher consciousness. The damage waters inside of the subconscious. You see, they don't know nothing about this sub though. They don't talk about that sub. They say that's a different thing. I don't know inside of our existence. I don't know everything exists. No, they call it an illusion. They call it an illusion. Listen. Only that, listen, I'm staying close to what I was created, the two I came from. You see, I'm staying close to it. You see, because it matches everything out here. Mama, daddy, you see, came together. Here I am. You see. Feminine, masculine. Here I am with both of them. In one of my videos and stuff, I mentioned my mother and my father, and people, they trying to link me with something. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not talking to me. They talking to thousands of people. They're getting them all together to come get me. You see, my parents have passed away. They transitioned. For all of you who wants to know. But yeah. But you still exist. You see, and you got some of their ways and some of their energies and things. You see, you do. You think you don't. You gotta put them back of you. You see, in your head, put them in back of you. You see, use them for energy. However they work, good or bad, use them for energy. Just don't, smother your own energy. You see, you have to govern those two. When you govern those two, you're gonna get the other energy of the two that came before them too. You see, and that's how it's gonna go. And you got to learn how to ignite yourself or complement the energy that you then gathered since your conception, all the way from your birth, all the way to your 360, 90 days later, that 1 year, you see. I'm just talking to you. I'm just talking to you, Somebody asked me, Jerry, you got one dimple, and they said my little finger right here can fit inside of my dimple. I'm trying to figure out were they making fun of me? I don't know. People they be saying certain things to me and things and stuff, and I don't be paying attention to it. I don't be paying attention to it sometimes. I don't know what people I don't know how they do it. You see, but I don't know. The only thing I know was when I went out there and put my feet in that snow, in that wet, cold ass grass. And and I felt that energy go up my spine. You know, I always feel how I used to feel back in the days. You see, I always feel this, you know, because I know I still have, I know that it's still there. You see, I know it's still with me. It ain't, no matter where I've been in my life, you see, my creator and my developer allowed me to go through these trials and tribulations and to gather my memory that I didn't even know I had. Can you imagine being in your present and they telling you to remember something, but you're 21 years old and they telling you to remember something that's going to happen when you get in your 30s? You see, you see what I'm saying? Get in your 30s, you know, but they saying remember. You see, they telling you to remember, and you in your 20s and shit, and you trying to figure out what it is. But then when you get in your 20s, get in your 30s, you see, and then all of a sudden, here comes this thing again. You see, remember when you was in your 20s. You see, when I heard about my 30s, you see, so I'm 20 years ahead of my 30s, 20 plus years ahead of my 30s, remembering what I was told when I was in my early 20s about remembering 30 years old. A lot of people, you don't have the mathematics to your development, to your trails. So when you hearing me going back, I'm not going back. I'm measuring the future. You see, measuring the future through my walks and through the whispers and shit that was talking to me when I was young. I go back and see how it was and how it developed, and everything that it was telling me is true. I don't have the material things. I don't have the books. I don't have the people. I don't have that. You see, I'm still growing. I'm still developing. You know, I don't have an age. You know, I don't know nothing about the age thing. I don't have an age. I have the skills or the formula in there to bring me back at what? Shit. By the time I turn 60 or 70, you see, I'm going to bring myself back to around about 35. You see, because that's where I tapped in at. That's where I sealed it up at. That's where I locked it up at. It's easy to do. You see, it's easy to do, but it's not book read shit. It's not book read stuff. It's something that's innately inside of you, but you got to trust yourself. Sit back, ponder, go outside, put your eyes. I made an earlier video about this. Put your eyes upon this thing right here. You see that right there? You know, don't look at it as no clouds, because I know you're scared of them. Don't look at it as no clouds. Just look at it like you would look at the sun. Just look at it and see what it does to you. See what it does to you. You see, you ain't even tried it. You don't even know. You know, so that's a living thing. You didn't create that. We didn't create that. You see, I know they can create these things right now. Yeah, I know that. I know that because every time somebody say something about creation, you always got to give props or give flowers to those who trying to mimic, like the Antichrist. It always got to be something that the Antichrist did. You always got to put that shit up there. You see, now you're giving praise and shit to your movements inside of the AI. You see, and it's going to backfire because the minds are here now. The minds are here, and they're using their minds out here.